Oh. Guess what, Tina?
What?
We're live.
We're live right now?
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
We're back. Let's see. Per usual, it's 8 o'clock.
Our favorite time.
On a Wednesday night.
Woohoo.
Do you know where your favorite realtors are?
They're here celebrating Hump Day.
Mine's here. Ain't nobody humping around. Hey, and Thomas is back.
Oh, Thomas, we have our
producer
is back. It was so lonely without him.
Oh my gosh, it was
really
so
was.
lonely.
It wasn't a good show without you, Thomas.
It was not. And
really
we missed
wasn't.
a whole week last week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were traveling around doing some things.
We were traveling to the Great West.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's only 5 o'clock right now. But you know what? It's 8 o'clock on the East. It is 7 for our peeps in the Central. And guess what? As always, Real Estate Be Live. From the Lemon Hawk Studios in Raleigh, North Carolina, this is Real Estate Live. With your hosts, Kevin and Tina Caul. Wow.
What an amazing intro. It always gets me so excited.
How lucky are we to be here, Tina?
So lucky. So lucky.
First things first. Hello, everybody checking in.
Hello, everybody.
Jennifer, Antonia, Danielle. Danielle says, welcome back, Thomas, because that's her lover.
That's right.
Welcome back.
Where are you, Danielle?
First things first.
Hi, Brian Stevens.
First things very first.
Perhaps you'd like something to drink.
You would.
What would you
As a matter
like?
of fact.
Oh.
I like a fifth of Ripple.
That's how we do it.
We'll both have champagne.
Because
Yeah, that's good. Champagne and Ripple. We're mixing together. That's my favorite. I call it Champipple.
And pickle.
Tina,
What do we got?
what are we drinking tonight?
Today, sir, we have, what does that say?
This is
Romantic?
This is from Nagelforst. And it is
Wild
called
Romantic.
Wild Romantic.
Wow, you better pour yourself some. I already poured. I cheated today, and I poured a little half a glass early.
Pinot Noir.
It's been a long day.
This is I think it must be from Germany. Yep.
Mhm.
I didn't know Germany was known for its wine.
It is.
I suppose Napa, Germany.
Right.
But let's pour us a.
I have to say, though, it's not my favorite. It's not my Miomi. Miomi is the best wine on the planet so far. Convince me it's not.
I'm not going to convince you of anything.
It is.
It's a little sweet. Naomi's a
No,
little
it's
bit sweet.
Sweet like me.
Speaking of sweeties,
Mhm.
hello, Mother.
Oh, hello, Mom.
Mom, good news. Your other son is going to be on with us tonight as
Ooh,
well.
it's going to be
It's a family affair tonight.
family affair. One will be missing. One call boy.
For those who don't know, my brother Jeff is also a real estate agent up in Michigan. And we're going to talk to him and see what his career is going like.
Yeah.
Is that proper English? See what his career is
Sure.
going like?
It's going
Why
like what it's going like.
Brian Stevens, we will pour you up a margarita if that's what you like. We need to have a
yeah.
bartender. We should have a bartender.
Well,
here.
Brian, you can come be our bartender.
You can come
come
at
on.
any time. You are welcome to come to the studio anytime.
Or anyone that has a margarita maker.
Cheers,
Cheers.
y'all. To
Cheers,
all.
dear.
Cheers to all. And cheers to you, honey. All right. Here's the deal.
Mm.
Hello, Heather Burgess. We see you. And you know what?
Oh, and I owe Heather Burgess some pictures of our kitchen. I owe her.
All right.
Heather, tomorrow. I promise.
And we feel like our show should be on University of North Carolina TV.
Oh, sure it should. Absolutely.
If you know anybody, Heather, wink, wink. We know you do. We should
I
we
love
should
it.
start on public access and then move on
yes,
to bigger and better things.
Absolutely.
Check it out. We were in Las Vegas last week for
EXP Con.
EXP Con, which is
Yeah.
our we keep this show pretty brand agnostic. Is
Yeah,
that the word?
that's the word. Yes, good job, honey.
Oh.
You're using big words today. I
know
love
what?
it. I love it.
It's that Catholic school
You're
education.
So fancy.
We keep it brand agnostic. However, we were at our company's
convention.
Convention.
7,000 agents.
It was pretty fun, huh?
It was very fun. It was actually, for me, it was a lot of work because there was constantly something to do. So for the first time, I was running around. So you had a lot more fun.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'll be brutally honest about EXP Con. I get bored sitting through the talking.
How dare you?
I get bored. Everyone was great. All the speakers were great. There was there was the guy,
The guy.
Yep,
What guy?
Nick Santanasso.
Oh, he is awesome. I was unfortunately I
Santasso.
couldn't watch his talk because I was getting ready for another one, but everybody said he had an awesome talk.
So he was apparently great.
Mhm, mhm.
John Sheplack
It's awesome.
He opened it up. If you don't know John Sheplack, he was scary. He's scary.
He's scary. Yeah, he's he's authentic and in your face, and he makes you uncomfortable, and he makes you think, and then you go, "Oh, I suck. I need to get better."
He's all about accountability, and that scares me.
You hate accountability. I run towards accountability.
I run so far from accountability. I honestly, look, I don't like to be held accountable for anything.
For
That's
nothing.
the truth. That is the truth. For anything. I feel like it would ruin my days.
Yeah, it pretty much does, but it also gets you to what you want to do. So most people do run from accountability.
You have to want to do things.
You got to want to
first.
do things. You got to want to do things. So
So
I love being held accountable.
I'll tell you what was one of the highlights for me, though. There was two highlights. Tarek El Moussa, who is HGTV star at this point, Flipper Flop, right?
Flipper
He
Flop.
happens to be an agent with EXP, and I did not realize his story is very similar. I mean, not that similar to yours, but
Yeah, I'm not on HGTV, but
yet
yeah,
you're going to be on UNC public
maybe,
access.
maybe.
But he's Mike Ferry trained. I didn't realize that.
We started actually, he was there in the organization while we were there. And he started with these exact, scripts and dialogues and all the things that we do as agents. He started in the Mike Ferry organization, which started back in 1975. He's the original coach's coach.
I like him more now
Yeah,
because of that.
He has a great story.
Hello, Rebecca Soto. Welcome to Wednesday nights. And yes, Tarek's story was super impactful. This for you, Rebecca. For my Latinas, who I didn't even get to, last time.
No, we didn't even get to spend a lot of time.
Our
We
last
went to
show.
the party last time. It was so
Our
fun.
last show, I said, when I get to EXP Con, I'm hanging with the Latinos because you are my people. However, the closing party wasn't quite as hyped this time, so I didn't get my opportunity.
That's right.
So you know where I will?
Next time.
Cabo San Lucas.
That's right.
Wepa, hey, she knows. All right. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about, though, which I thought was really cool at EXP Con, was Success Health.
Oh yeah, Glenn's all about some success health
He
right
is.
now.
Somehow he's into like biohacking, and he had this
Yeah.
dude Naveen something or other.
The
on stage.
Viome guy.
Viome. Check this out. What came in the mail today?
Oh yeah, our Viome.
We're
packs.
suckers for all.
We buy
things.
everything.
We buy everything. If they say, "Hey, we're going to add years to your life," we go, "You know what?
Yeah, we need to live longer.
How much does that cost?" And it's not that much. So this is the deal. They send you this nice little box.
It's pretty nice. I like the packaging on it.
I haven't
it's
opened
pretty
this
fancy,
yet. I
right?
just took
Look
the
at that.
packaging off.
Viome.
And what you're supposed to do is send samples. Let's see what we have to send
Your
in.
saliva.
And what they do is they test all your stuff and they go, "Look, you're broken here." Right?
Don't eat blueberries.
Don't eat whatever. This is what
Don't
you
eat
should eat.
broccoli.
This is what you shouldn't eat. You're in bad shape. Blah blah blah. And then they give you supplements. So
to fix you.
the first thing they collect, they give you these little things. This is to collect your blood. Then they give you one for your saliva, and then
One for your.
stool.
That doesn't sound exciting, but
Oh, I love
I'm not
that.
excited about this test. The
All
last
right.
test was just saliva. But
Here's the issue. First of all, the cap is brown, so you know what you're sending. I don't know how I'm going to turd in that.
I don't even want to know.
Do that.
There's like water in there. I think it's just like a little sample.
Yeah, how? We get a
who
spoon
knows?
or something? Or do you swab?
You swab it. Oh, that's so gross. I don't know that I want to do that one, but
That's a
that's a boo.
That is
Give
a-
that a boo. Ooh. But this is great because when you go to the doctor and stuff, your regular practitioner, they're not really doing all this stuff. They're not really getting to the core of who you are and how your body's functioning.
Is the stool sample figuring out the core of
Well,
who you
yes,
are?
because they're looking at your gut health. Everything starts in your gut. So
I got to figure out the directions.
we got to
on the
figure out
stool
our
sample.
guts and make sure that
And
they're
the blood
doing
sample.
well.
We got to cut ourselves
Yeah.
Anyway, the idea behind it is pretty slick, and they've come up with a Biome, the company VIOME, has come up with a deal with Success Health and EXP to make us the healthiest agents on the planet.
I think that's pretty cool though, because it's a pretty it's a high stress environment selling real estate. Any commission sales are really high stress, and I always say it's a 28-hour job, 8 days a week, because it is, and you're just constantly going. And you find that a lot of realtors eat on the road, they're unhealthy, they're stressed out. A lot of them have issues in their relationship because they're constantly on their phone or they're constantly doing deals. And you can make a lot of money, but if you're unhealthy, what's the point?
Yeah,
right.
No, I agree. I think it's super cool that
we'll show the results. Antonia.
We will show the results.
Yeah.
That's why I threw that up. I will show the results. We've done, like, the last time we did gene.
We did the 10X health test, which
we both have funky mutated genes, and we've been taking stuff for it. Oh, speaking of funky genes,
that's who I got my funky genes from. My mama.
Hello.
Hi, mama.
Good evening. Both of our mothers are checking in.
That's right.
All right, so check it out, Tina. Rozzy.
It's true.
Happy Wednesday. We finally got to meet Rozzy.
I know. We got to meet
which was amazing.
From California, our partner.
So I thought we should probably, since we're going into the last quarter of the year, listings are the name of the game, right?
Listings are the name of the game. Deals, any deals, but listings for sure. You got a list to last.
And in order to have an amazing end of the year, we have to know how to list homes. And especially in a shifting market. It used to be you could just kind of pop a sign in the lawn, like these last couple of years, pop a sign in the lawn, pick a price, and have at it.
Yeah.
It's not the case.
Seller used to pick the price.
So I thought maybe we could do some objection handlers.
Oh boy. How fun.
If you're game for that.
I don't know. I'm a little rusty. It's been a few years, but I could do it. I could do it.
So everybody should know, and if you don't know, Shep Black's a good coach. Chet Strong is next level. Right?
Exactly.
He's not all about accountability. He's about doing it.
And profitability.
Doing it ability. He's about personality. And so I thought, hey, let's get his objection handlers.
Oh.
We'll put them up against your objection handlers.
No. I don't know. Mine are rusty.
And I could possibly bring in my brother.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah.
Jeff is an agent. And I think if you're an agent, you should know your objection handler.
You should know your objection handler, because sellers and buyers, they say the same thing over and over and over again. And my coach used to say they don't go to seller and buyer school and learn new objections. So learn the answers.
All right. Should we bring in Jeff now?
We should bring in Jeff. Yes. Let's invite him.
Let's bring in Jeff now. And
all right.
we'll, maybe we'll have him do some objection handlers.
I think
maybe
he can do it. He can do it.
Here he comes. Yay!
I might be able to do a couple. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little different style.
There he is. He does have a different style. That's for sure.
And
He's really not by the book.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Carlo.
And for Carlo, we'll just give him a, Jeff, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me on, really.
Yeah.
Like, I watch you guys. Obviously, I watch you guys, but, it's nice to be on here.
Jeff and I have done shows together before.
Yep.
Lots of shows. Well, here we go. Our first show was when we were probably 2 years old. We just do shows. We've been knowing each other.
We've been knowing each other.
So, yeah, I mean, this is secondhand for us.
Yep.
Usually our other show, we drink a little too much.
A little too much.
This show, we're just simply having.
Who knows what I say?
This is a clean business show.
It's a clean business
Keep it
show.
clean, boys.
So
Keep it clean.
the thing is, and for Coldest created, any advice for a new agent currently getting licensed to sell real estate in a neighbor state I don't currently live in? It's not, real estate's real estate. So there will be a little learning curve just in learning neighborhoods and how to price properties. But at the end of the day, the objections are the same. The process is the same. Everything is the same. You're going to need to learn to prospect. And that's what we're going to help you with right now. Chet Strong is going to help.
Boy.
Let's see what Chet say. And then we'll see if you guys look. He's got a list of 10 objections.
Oh boy.
10.
10.
I thought I might be in for 1, 2.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
Here's what I'll say. Chime in if you feel like you have a good. We're going to let Tina answer them.
Oh God.
If you feel like you have a better one, Jeff.
Yeah.
Raise your hand.
We'll hear what Jeff has.
Let's see what Chet has to say
Oh
first.
boy, I'm scared.
Now, you guys can't be talking over Chet.
No.
I'm not going to mute you guys.
He's the king.
You got this, Jeff. See, Jen McGarry is saying you got this.
I know she got me.
All right, here we go. Let's see what Chet has to say first. Mike Chet 1, 2. Hey, America. Chet Strong coaching. Coming back at you fresh off of a week in Las Vegas at fabulous EXPCON. EXPCON was something special. And I'll tell you what, I got cornered a bunch. A bunch of people cornered me into a corner and said, hey, Chet, we need a coach's corner because we need to figure out how to handle these objections for listings. That seems to be the biggest problem right now is nobody knows how to handle their objections for listings. Well, I'm here to tell you, I got you covered. I got the top 10 coming right now. The number 1 objection on my list, or should we go from 10 to 1? Let's go from 10 to 1. Let's go from 10 to 1. Number 10, will you reduce your commission?
Oh.
So, we all get asked, will you reduce your commission?
Every time.
Tina, will you reduce your commission?
No. Any other questions? That's my answer. That's the answer.
It's probably the right answer.
It's the right answer. They just have to ask. And you smile and you say, no, any other questions? And then they don't know what else to say.
I love it.
And
Tina
then
told me.
if they do continue, you say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, please, may I ask you, do you know how commission works? And you ask them a question back. And guess what? They don't know how commission works. They don't understand it. They just have to ask the question. So the best answer, no. Any other questions? But make sure you smile.
Jeff, do you have anything better than that?
Well, Tina said that backstage when we were backstage for a minute, and I go, oh boy, that's direct. I go, I like to put it on the buyer, on the buy side. And I go, well, we could reduce the commission. I said, but why would we want to keep, why would we not want to pay the buyer a full commission? I go, ethically, they may still show the house, but we want to bring in, people through the house. Oh, so I try to put it on the buy side. Like I'm not reducing my commission. Right. And then I just look at them like, that sounds stupid to me. And then they just are like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I do it. I go, well, that don't seem to make sense to me to short the buy side.
Yeah.
So obviously 2 totally different approaches, right? It's a hard no. And hey, we don't want to screw the buyer's agent.
Right.
We want enough people well, let's see what Chet says. We get it all the time. And here's my response. Only the worst of the worst agents cut their commissions. I'm the best of the best and I'll make it happen for you. Sign here. Easy as that. They sign every time. Easy as that. That seems pretty legit.
I mean, that's good. I gotta change my answer.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll change it to that.
All right, let's see what the next one is.
Number 9, I'm gonna list with the agent that sold me the house.
Oh, well, that does. I mean,
I list with their buyer's agent that sold them the house.
I don't get that a lot. I didn't get that a lot, but I guess, if I did get that, I might ask and probe a little bit and say, well, did you realize there are 2 types of agents? There are buyer's agents, there are seller's agents. Which type of agent was your last agent? And maybe add a little bit of doubt. I don't know who their the average agent sells 4 homes a year. So I'm not trying to steal anybody's clients, but what you have to look at is in my mind, when I'm out there, I'm the best agent for them. So if they're going to end up with an agent that sells 2 or 3 homes a year and I've sold 50, 60, 80, I'm a better protector of their equity. And I know I'm a better agent for them. So in my mind, it comes from a place of I want to help and be the best agent for them. So I'd probably ask, hey, there's buyer agents, sellers agents. Which one was yours? You know, I'm a marketer. I know how to market.
There's word tracks that she's using in there that you have to keep in mind. Things like I'm the protector of your equity. I love the line, I'm the guardian of the equity, right? So it's on me to make sure that we get the most amount of money possible for your home.
And I hate to even use the word lines. Like we're not, it's, you know, or scripts or lines. It's just really trying to move somebody to an action for them, for the betterment of that, to protect them and really help them with the issue that's, you know, at hand. So, but yeah, we got to learn what to say. So what would you say, Jeff? You got one for that? Because that's not a common one.
I would say, you know, I'd say I can appreciate your loyalty to your agent, and you know, at the end of the day, my job is to protect your money and to protect you in this, you know. And they were a buyer's agent, and they, you know, ultimately they, you know, the listing side sets the commission, and you know, my job's to protect you, and I'm here to protect you and put the most money in your pocket. The more money you make, the more money I make. Sign here.
I think, you know, Chet has the answer.
I'm sure Chet has a better answer than both of us.
I'm sure.
Ready for Chet's answer?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Everybody get your pens ready.
Oh, boy.
Truthfully, I think this is probably the best answer I've ever heard in my life.
I say, well, that's weird. Seems to me like they sold you a bad house or you wouldn't be selling it. Bad house equals bad agent. Sign here, I'll get you squared away. And then they signed.
Hello.
That was 2 easy. Number 8. I'm going to try it on my own first.
I'm going to try it on my own, Tina.
Oh, my God. That was so good.
Bisco. They want to try Bisco.
I'm going to try it on my own. So I would say, you know, Mr. Seller, I can appreciate you wanting to, you know, sell the home on your own. It sounds like you want to net the most money possible. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes,
so if there was a way for me to sell your home professionally and net you more money that would even offset my commission, would you take a look at that?
Yes, I would take a look at that.
Perfect. And then I would basically do a presentation for you.
Well, Chet has a good answer.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Jeff?
Does Jeff
Yeah.
have an answer?
Yeah. Oh, I got an answer. You know, I got an answer. You know, I talk. This is what I do for a living. I can appreciate that. And you know what? I may think that myself, that I could put the most money in my pocket. But the truth of the matter is you're only seeing about 10% of the market. So if you can get one offer, I can get you 10. So it's supply and demand at the end of the day. There's somebody that can net you more money than I can, even after my commission's paid.
Do you bring your dog on all the listing appointments?
Yeah, you want to see Charlie?
No, we want to hear
sure?
Chet's answer is what we want.
Yeah.
All right, Chet, I can't wait.
I'm going to try and sell it on my own, Chet.
I said, come on. If I had frostbite on my leg, I wouldn't amputate it myself. Even though I could, I would go to a doctor. Why would you want to amputate your house on your own? Sign here, we got you covered. Then they sign. It's easy. No problemo. Number 7. Can we list it high and then leave room for negotiation?
Tina, can we list it high and then leave room for negotiation?
He still has me laughing. So yes, I understand you want to list it high and leave room for negotiation, but have you considered the problem that may cause you, Kevin?
No, actually, I think it would be a great thing
idea
to do. Yeah.
Well, see, most people don't look at homes or don't bother to look at homes that are overpriced. So instead of overpricing it, I'd rather you get multiple offers and at least have an opportunity to reject an offer versus never get one. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah.
You want to hear Chet's answer, Jeff?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
I say, if you're going to sign today, you can pick your own price. Sign here. Done. Easy. Number 6. Are we on number 6? I think we're on number 6.
No brainer.
I want to make sure you do a lot of open houses. Chet, do you do open houses? And I go, look.
Oh, well, see, now this depends. So when I was an individual agent selling over 100 homes, I did not do open houses. And I convinced the sellers not to do them because I had 7, 8 listings at a time.
Yeah.
And there's only one of me. So I would say, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we can definitely do an open house, but I've sold 75 houses this year and we have not done one only because we don't want strangers in the house. I can't follow them to every room. Sometimes there's multiple people here at once. Yep. You know, we don't know if they're qualified. So do you want me to bring qualified buyers to your property? They would say yes. And we would avoid that. We would avoid that.
Yeah. Jeff, you do open houses, no?
No. This is what I would tell them.
We do them now.
No, well, I don't. I mean,
as team leaders, we do them because
We
it's
do them.
great
They work.
opportunities for
They
our-
actually work now. I like them now. They're great opportunities. But we have staff. We have people. We have opportunity. I couldn't do it as an individual agent. That's the problem.
You don't do them, Jeff?
They absolutely work. But I mean, if I don't want to do them, then what I'm going in there and I go, we can absolutely do an open house if you want. But here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to market your house. You're hiring me to market your house. How about we do this? We'll take a look and see how many showings I have prior to the date, and then we'll decide if we're going to do an open house. The truth of the matter is an open house is for me to get buyers. Chances of you getting a buyer from that open house is slim to none. So we can handle it however you want, and I'm open to do that for you if that's what you want to do. However, you're hiring me to market your house, and if you listen to what I say, it's going to be sold.
And
So
that's the truth, right? I mean, you're getting a buyer.
It is.
Oh, no doubt. It's so interesting to hear different perspectives, right? Somebody who's been in the business a long time, somebody who's been in the business a couple of years, and then certainly Chet's, Chet is so single.
Oh, he is all yours.
By the way, Gail, we need to have you on the show. Gail has
she's awesome.
story. Gail, you might be up next.
You're
be
up
ready.
next.
Chet, do you do open houses?
With all the murdering, robbing, and raping going on, we don't want to turn your house into a crime scene. So absolutely not. Sign here. Done. Easy. Number 5, I have a family member in the business.
Yeah, that was pretty similar to your answer.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of similar to mine. I mean, I was like, they're going to rob from you. And he was like, murdering, raping, and stealing. I mean, it's pretty close.
No crimes. We don't want
no
crime
crimes,
scenes.
low crimes. I have a family member in the business. So I would say something to the effect of, well, Kevin, I can appreciate that. Are you looking to do your family member a favor, or do you absolutely believe that they are the perfect professional to handle the sale of your home? And you would say a little bit of both.
Yeah, I mean, it's my brother. He's been in the business 2 years. He does a pretty good job.
Okay, well, sometimes it's really hard to fire family when they do a bad job. So how about we do this? And I really wouldn't mind. I could pop by your house for 15, 20 minutes, show you what we've done to sell 450 homes this year. And then you can decide if your brother is, right for the job, or if you want to handle this a little bit more professionally. And maybe your brother will pick up some tips from us. Sound fair?
Yeah. Here's Chet's answer.
I say, you know what? My family members suck. I bet yours do too. You don't want to hire a sucky agent? Sign here. Done. Number 4. Why should we choose you?
Here we go.
The funny thing about his answers are they're what we want to say.
They are what we want to say all the time.
But we can't.
Jeff, why should we choose you?
Why should we choose you, Jeff?
Why should you choose me? Because I'm the best agent to get your property sold at the end of the day. There's nothing that I can't do for you. I'll stay in constant communication with you. There's lack of communication in this business. The agents don't communicate, and I'll keep you in constant communication. To me, that's all it comes down to. Everybody wants communication. So you want to communicate, or you want somebody you're going to hear from here and there. I'll keep you in the loop the whole way. I'll market your house at the proper price, and I will drive the price up if that's, if we have multiple offers, and I'll put the most money in your pocket at the end of the day. The more money you make, the more money I make.
Tony Robbins had us do an exercise with this at one of our conferences, and he was just talking about building a value proposition. And I thought it was a super cool exercise because you go, why should you choose me? You used to have an answer, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I'm just not as eloquent as saying it, but something about, with all of my years in the business, what we really are is we're basically reading the tea leaves and reading data. I've become a master at knowing the data, knowing the market, and being able to steer you based on that data, right?
Yeah, being able to help navigate to have the least amount of pitfalls. So experience matters when we're dealing with your equity.
Yeah.
And we've managed, like for instance, this year we might say we've managed over $300 million of, our clients' assets. So it's important. I might even ask a question back. Kevin, that's a great question. What are you looking for in your agent? So I would want to dig a little bit deeper on that instead of telling them how great I am.
I think that, if that to me goes down in the pre-qual, right? Because you're asking them, right, Tina? When you're pre-qualifying them and you do get the appointment, you're like, okay, what are you looking for in an agent? You know what I'm saying? Right. So they're giving you the roadmap, And then you just got to touch on that. To me, you go back and say, when we talked earlier, you said, hey, you were trying to get there inside a certain amount of time. You were trying to put the most money in your pocket, and this is what you wanted to do. You reiterate that to them. And to me, that becomes a question that never gets brought up. But, I like to spend a lot of time on the phone prior to even getting there. So when I get there, I feel like it's just a matter of signed paperwork. I'm just trying to be your friend at that point. But
for every agent out there, and for new agents especially, but really every agent, you better know your value proposition, because when you go up against somebody like Tina or somebody like Jeff, they're going to know why you should be hired, why they should be hired, and you better have a damn good answer of why you should be the agent instead of them, because they've practiced it and scripted it.
And really, I think the at the end of the day, what we teach our agents is your presentation starts from the minute your first conversation with them, through the pre-qualification process, through the marketing package that gets dropped off at their door, through the way that you show up at their door, through your tonality, through your questions that you ask, through the whole presentation. Like at the end of the presentation, one of three things is going to happen. They're going to list the home. They're not going to list the home, or I'm not going to take the listing. And any one of those is fine. And when you start your conversation that way with that confidence, they're like, whoa, we want you, So I think it's not even a matter of why choose me. You've demonstrated why. They should want to hire you by the end of it. So I think the more objections you get as an agent, it means brush up on your presentation, because they're questioning you. That's a question in their mind. They're not feeling confident. So if you're getting objection after objection after objection, you got to go back and look at what you're saying, and you're not going to get those objections.
And if you need something to say, maybe Chet has the answer.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I can't wait.
Say, I shouldn't even have to answer this question, but I will, because it's a dumb one. Success, greatness, track record, none of that matters. What does matter? People don't buy houses from ugly people, and I ain't ugly. Sign here. What number are we on? We are on number 3. Number 3. We want to think it over.
Oh, well, I whenever people say that, and people do say that all the time, sometimes they just want to think it over. And so I remember the first time one of my coaches taught me, oh my gosh, well, I definitely want you to think it over, but 3 minds are better than 2. What exactly are you guys going to be thinking about? And they'll say, oh, well, the commission, or, oh, well, the. And so then you kind of isolate that objection. Well, if we can settle the commission here, do you feel, based on everything that you've seen, that I can sell your home? And they'll say, yes. Okay, perfect. So if we can handle this commission issue and you feel comfortable and confident, then we can go ahead and fill out the paperwork today. Yes. And then you isolate that objection as well.
So your whole follow-up idea is just to isolate their main objection.
Yeah, like I don't want them thinking, because you got to remember, the minute you walk out the door on a listing presentation without a commitment, 70% chance you're not getting that listing. Yeah. So it's like going to a movie and you're so excited about the movie, and you get to your car and you're talking about it. You get home, you might still be talking about it. By the time you hit the bed and you're laying, the movie's gone. The excitement's over. The show is over. So that they're at such a heightened moment, and that when they want to think it over, I've actually stepped out. I got a listing this way. I said, you know what? It sounds like you want to think it over. I've got a few calls to make. Why don't you two talk by yourselves? I'm going to step out into the garage and make a few phone calls. And then when we get back, let's think about, whatever you want to discuss, but I'll leave you guys to have
I get a kick out of agents.
And I got that listing.
Even some of our agents on our team, and they come back and they go, the appointment went great. I think I got it. And you go, did you get it? And they go, nah, it went really well. And I go, okay, good luck with that, because you're right. When you leave, it's game over.
Yeah.
Game over.
Because then they have their neighbor. Oh, hire my agent Chet Strong. He'll do it for 1%. Oh, why do you want to pay all that commission? Oh, you can do it yourself. Like, everybody gets in their head from a place of, I want to help, but you've lost that momentum. It's over. And I used to make that mistake as an agent. I used to walk out and I used to go, they loved me.
Yeah.
I would come home. Remember, they loved me. And then they'd call and go, well, you didn't get it. And I'd go, shit. And then I'd have to call and say, why didn't I get it? I wanted to know the feedback, so that way I could reflect on what I could have done better. And usually it's signing.
If you were as good as Chet,
that's
do this.
No one
think all you want while you're wasting your time thinking. I've already sold your house. Here's the contract. Sign here. Done. Number two,
Yes, he's the
why
best. He's the best.
Number two, we want to wait until after the holidays. And I say, you know what?
I would say, tell me more. Why do you want to wait till after the holidays? And they'll say, well, we don't want people bothering us during the holidays. We have family in town. I'd say, are you looking to net the most amount of money for your home? And they'll say, well, of course. Have you considered that during the holidays, it's one of it's peaked emotional time. People walk in, they see Christmas lights, they're excited, they're in a good mood. It's that nostalgic, time of the year.
Mhm.
So it sounds like if we can block off the few days that your family's in town during Christmas and New Year's, we could probably sell your home, get you top dollar, and then do a delayed closing through February. And then you can sell your home at a peak time, because the buyers that are looking during the holidays, they are the most excited, and the sellers that are listed, they're also the most motivated.
Well, if you're out looking during the holidays,
You're serious.
motivated.
You're serious.
Yeah, you are serious. I'm looking at the screen here and I'm going, man, this whole episode's going to be Chet's mug just sitting
Well, he's so handsome. Look at him.
These tiny little boxes on the side.
So handsome.
And Jeff, if they want to wait until the holidays, you can use Chet's line. You could.
I know a little something about all the ho-ho-hos, and I'll have you sold by the new year. How's that sound? Sign here.
Jeff could get away with you.
Number one.
Good.
Hey, you can
already-
get, at the end of the day, you can say anything you want as long as you smile saying it.
Well,
That is the truth.
That's close.
I don't know,
That's
Jeff.
Oh, no, you absolutely can.
Not in my crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
I
we're
could
in
never say, well, I know the ho-ho-hos.
Yeah.
If you did, Tina, they would crack up. As long as you were smiling, they would crack up. And I mean,
I'm
it
not
would
gonna
work.
That advice.
I mean, that may not be your style, but if that's your style,
it's not my style.
There is, Jeff comes from the car business like myself, and it is about it's more about building that friendship,
Yes.
selling cars, and kind of, we used to call it smoking and joking, right? You'd go out, you'd smoke and joke and kind of build that rapport. It's a little different in real estate.
Way different.
But what do
to
you
me.
say? What do you say if they say, hey, we've already committed or already signed with another agent?
Now, what's funny enough, I think most agents would go, oh, okay, well, thank you. That's fine. I used to, we call expired listings. To me, people are like, oh, I don't know where to get business. Call the people that are raising their hand that failed to sell. And so a lot of times they'll say, we've already signed with another agent, and you can go, oh, interesting. Okay. So you've met with an agent, you've signed a contract. So if we had a buyer for your home right now, you would have to wait for that agent. And they'll go, well, we haven't signed already. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So there's still an opportunity there to come, see your house. Why don't you just give me 15, 20 minutes to pop by? But a lot of times, if they say that, it's true. But sometimes they're just trying to brush you off. If you're calling expireds, basically, that's when you hear that.
Yeah. If they've already signed with somebody, you're kind of out of luck.
Well, I mean, that's right. I mean, I'm not going to go try to do what? Fire your agent? That's not me. So I believe in abundance. I just go next.
I know what Chet would say, Jeff.
Oh, I'm sure.
Signed with another agent, and my response every time is, who is it? Tina Caul? She sucks. I don't. Sign here. Done. That's your top 10, everybody. Hope that gets you through the rest of the year. Thanks for joining me on Coach's Corner.
now listen, I'll say I was prospecting with Wendy and Annie and Zach.
Yeah.
And Annie called, had dealt with you prior, and she goes, great, Tina's great. She goes, but what I have over and above Tina is that I'm an interior designer. I go, Annie, right? Even though Tina's been in this business a long time, me and Annie and Wendy and Zach would get on there and we would do our thing, whatever. And I mean, Annie hadn't been in the business too long, right?
The house yet.
But I mean, she still, you know what I'm saying, has a response, and you know what I'm saying, and you got to have a response. When they say that to me, I go, ooh, you already signed? All right, bye, thanks. You know anybody else looking?
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the thing, though. So if you're an experienced agent, you lean on your experience. If you're a brand new agent and they're saying, hey, I'm talking to a more experienced agent, you go, you know what? That more experienced agent, they have so many people that they deal with.
They don't have time.
They don't have time for you.
Yep.
I don't know that you want to say you're going to be my only client.
Right.
Look, I'm
Think
not
about it.
overwhelmed by hundreds of deals per month, right? I'm not overwhelmed by trying to shuffle 20 different files and trying to figure out paperwork for 20 different people. I'm only dealing with a few clients at a time. And yes, I am new, but that's a benefit to you because that means I have the time to make sure that I do handle your deal properly and nothing falls through the cracks. Does that sound fair? Yes, it does sound fair, right?
I mean, you're just
Obviously.
selling yourself, right? I
You're
mean,
selling
there's so many
yourself.
different angles. Like we said in a couple shows ago, everybody can be number one at something. Annie can beat me because she's an interior designer. You know, like it's just you have to just
right,
think on
Annie,
your feet.
bring it.
I liked interior design too, Annie. So, but I mean, that's the thing. It's like when she told me that because she was on our team, I was like, gosh, I'm proud of you. That was way to think.
Yeah, I mean, when I heard it, I was like, all
Yeah.
right, damn, all right.
Well, when I heard it, I laughed and went, not gonna happen, Annie. You ain't beating us.
Well, she didn't get the listing, unfortunately, because they just weren't selling.
Well, here's the thing, Jeff. We have about 20 minutes.
Yep.
The reason I wanted to bring Jeff on is because he started in the business only 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, basically 2 years and 3 months I've been in the business.
2 years and 3 months.
We begged him for 20 years to get in the business.
Well, I don't know about 20 years, but
about
a good 10. A good 10.
Our family comes from the car business and we sold cars. That's what we did. And I got out way sooner than Jeff did. But Jeff, you were selling cars up until 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember you reached out and just take us back. And again, we only have 20 minutes. So I want to try and get through this.
He's saying you talk a lot. We only have 20 minutes.
Well, I know I talk.
No,
We all talk a lot.
I just want to make
we do.
I want to
That's
make
right.
sure. Yeah, no, I want to make sure that we can get the point across that it doesn't matter how long you've been in the business. Jeff has built quite a business so far. So just take us back to the car business. What was your headspace when you were getting kind of to the end of wrapping that up, and why did you even choose to get into real estate?
All right. First of all, my headspace always in the car business because like I have this like kind of dreamer mind, right? So I'm always the kind of person that's trying to think of something and go, if I can do this, I'm going to hit a quick lick. I ain't going to have to work anymore, blah, 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 right? Yeah.
So you're a quick schemer.
Right. So the car business is up and down. So, you know, when you're flying high, everything's great. You're making money, everything's good. And then on these downturns in business, you're kind of a slave to like the programs of what's going on. And then it gets slow and then your mind starts going and right. But you're making a hell of a living. And I mean, in the scheme of what people make, whatever, and you're like, I'm comfortable, I'm good, right? Yeah. So for me, you know, I always kind of felt like stuck, and I don't want to say stuck. I was making good money and I could pay everything and had money to do whatever I wanted. But you get to a point where the managers and shit, they want you buying stuff and they want to keep you in a place where that's how you feel. Right. So then all of a sudden COVID hits. Right. And then all of a sudden it's like the world gets shut down. And I go, wait a minute. Like, I don't. And this is like it kind of, if I get emotional, I'm sorry, because this is like an emotional time in my life. But like,
I'll put you on the big screen if you're going to cry.
No. But like there's, you know, you feel like you are stuck. And then all of a sudden when that goes on, you go, wait a second, like they just shut the whole world down.
Right.
Like, and I am not stuck. If I'm going to make a change, like now, like, where is my security? I don't have any security. I work for somebody. And if they say I can't work for them anymore, what do I have?
Right.
So
someone else's business.
Yeah. And Tina and Kevin, I mean, always tried to get me to make the change. And Tina is like, I mean, they're just so gracious and whatever. We're always willing to help me. And then I remember it was June, and it was like June 9th or June 10th. And I'm at their lake house, and Tina goes, Jeff, she's like, just look at my rev share. She's like, just look at it. And I remember it was $9,600. It's the 10th of the month. And that's where it was. And that didn't get paid out until till the 18th or the 20th, whatever, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And that for me was like, that's my dreamer mind that goes, you know what? I can hustle hard. I can help people and I can make money in the meantime. And then there's a chance that I don't have to work so hard my whole life.
Right.
And that's something that EXP offers that not all these other brokerages offer. So that for me was like, okay, I got to make the change. So they call us back to work pretty quick after like a month, and they go, we're going to pay you a certain amount of money. It's going to be a salary.
Yeah.
Right. And it was,
I mean, you've been on commission.
I'm on commission all my life.
And for the record, salary in the car business sucks.
Yeah.
It's, if you're not on commission, you ain't making money.
Right. But in this particular regard, whatever, they, you know, the government's given this money and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, if you make a certain amount of money, I hate to always get into money, but I mean, it was basically a 6-figure salary for 3 months. I was guaranteed. I got to go back for that. Yep. I'm going to go back for that. And then I'm going to take my test in the meantime. Right. So now I'm only working 5 hours a day.
Yep.
I'm still turning the same numbers that I was because I was there so long. I could just pick up the phone and talk to people. I'd sell them over the phone. We couldn't let anybody in the dealership, so they weren't sitting down with me talking to me. I was doing my paperwork. I'd get the same stuff done, and we'd go sign them outside. The wind's blowing 40 miles an hour. You're signing them on the hood of your car.
Yeah, you're freezing cold. Were you taking your real estate test during that time? Is that when?
Yes, that's when I was taking my test.
So you took the classes. And then come August, you made the decision, because I
knew I was going. I mean, at that point, it was July. I go, I'm going to take my test. If I pass my test, I'm out. You know?
Now, just for everybody watching, this is a 20+ year career in selling cars that you just said.
20 years at the same place. I did not have to do anything except walk into the dealer. I would walk into the dealer. There would be messages on my phone, probably somebody sitting at my desk. And I could wait till the end of the night. I would have 10, 12 messages. I could sell 3-4 cars over the phone, put them on the pad, didn't have to see them until they came and picked the car up. They had complete trust with me.
So it was autopilot. I mean, you were autopilot at the dealership. The problem is
autopilot.
You're essentially working from 8:30 in the morning till 7 o'clock, and then 8 till 9 on the other nights.
Yep.
Jeff, I mean, we had many conversations. Jeff and I are as close as two people can be, right? We talk daily and talk all the time. Jeff was at a point where he was done. He was done with the car business. So come August, he made the decision that he's getting in the real estate business. I flew up there and helped you kind of put just the basics together, right?
Yeah, the basics had my head spinning, though.
We're talking like email, that kind of thing.
Like he's like, this is your calendar. He's like, this is your calendar. You need Google Drive. You need to download Workplace. You download Workplace Chat. We're going to get you on KB Core. We're going to get you on EXP this. We're going to get you on EXP that. And I go, oh man, like I don't like, I'm overwhelmed, but I'm a salesman, right? Like to me, I guess at the end of the day, I go, it's the people business, right? Yeah. But you just get handed your license and you're like, shit, right? Now I know everything about the car business, right? There's nothing you can't ask me about the car business that I can't answer. It's like objection handlers. I have every objection handler you could ever want. You want to know how to title something. You want to know how to buy something out of state. I know about reciprocal states and blah, 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 everything.
You got that on lockdown, but starting in real estate, you knew this much.
So you know shit. You don't know shit. Right. And they just hand you your license and you're like, fuck, what do I do?
Okay.
Sorry.
PG-13, man.
Yeah.
See, look.
Yeah. But that's the thing. But you have so much fear.
Jeff on.
You have so much fear of the unknown. Then you figure out a way to not do shit.
But hang on. I want to get just quickly, because there are people watching that are brand new.
Yeah.
Right. And I know you had a sphere of clients from the car business.
Yeah. I had 789 people that I took their names and numbers from the car business. Right. And that was just my last 3 years. So
you reached out, you sent them emails, and Jeff worked that sphere. But on top of that, what Tina did was made sure that you knew what that daily schedule should be. And the first thing we told you was, look, you got to prospect.
Yep.
You have to learn your scripts, learn your dialogue, and you have to prospect.
And get on the phones, the scary phones.
So is that, and I'm speeding this story along just because we only have 10 minutes left. That's what you did.
That's what I did. But here's the thing. Kev goes, when I'm leaving, he goes, okay, Jeff, he goes, You're going to want to call expireds. You're going to want to call some FSBOs. He said, and then that shit isn't easy. He said, and then call some people from your sphere, right? Because those are easy calls. They know you, they like you, right? And you're just, reaching out to them. I had already sent them a letter. So I leaned pretty heavy on that. Tina is somebody that absolutely wants you to do good, and both of them obviously want you to do good, but she is somebody that wants you to succeed and saw that I could succeed, and she would keep me accountable, and she would go, I know, Jeff, I know exactly how you are. You don't like to be accountable. And I go, no, I hate it. And she's like,
hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's a family thing. Our mom hates me.
Yeah.
Jeff and I have
So-
almost the identical disc too, don't we?
Oh,
We have
yeah.
almost
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
identical disc.
So it's like when Tina says something to me, I'm like, oh, she's right, and I know it's like, but then when you start to be consistent in it, and I remember, Kev, you said to me, if you own a bakery and you never turn the open sign on, nobody's coming in. And that always rang true with me. And I go, okay, like if I just pick up this phone, I'm open for business.
Right.
And then something is going to get generated, whether you're just getting an appointment from the phone calls or it's somebody out of the blue that calls you from your sphere. It's because you're doing the work.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, to me, I go, that came because I'm open for business.
Well,
right?
it's sending the message. And it's funny because I had a conversation, and look, we might run 5 minutes over or something tonight, everybody. Sorry if we do 5 or 10 minutes over, but there's some super important stuff that I want to touch on, especially for some of the questions like brand new, trying to discover how to build a sphere in a new area. We'll touch on that because we were brand new to North Carolina 13 years ago.
12, 13.
But I had the conversation with one of the agents on our team yesterday, and I said, look, getting up in the morning and prospecting, while you might not get immediate results, what you're doing is, number one, you're building the muscle of doing it every day, right? If you do it consistently, then that phone doesn't feel so heavy every single morning.
Felt so heavy.
So heavy.
Number two, you are building, eventually you're building a pipeline, right? You will talk to enough people that there are people to follow up with, and you'll build a pipeline. But what you're really doing, and I'm big on like universe and energy and all that, you're turning on your open sign in the morning and just saying, I'm open for business. And it just sends out this attraction beam that says, look, I might not get an appointment on the phone, but some way, somehow, at least I'm putting out there that I'm in the real estate business and I'm open today. Right. And that's what prospecting every single morning does. And that's what you did. I mean,
that's what I did.
It took him a little bit of time though. Cause remember we did that.
Took me a long time.
It took you a long time. And I'm like, Jeff, you have to do this because I think we need to look at his results for the first 6 months. You sold what?
I didn't do shit for this first 6 months. I'm telling you, I figured out every way to not work.
I know. Woo. No, but
that's the truth.
I finally sat him down. I said, Jeff, the riches that you want are behind that phone. Everybody, nobody, the beautiful thing I love about real estate, no one's willing to do it. No one's willing to take the hard action consistently every single day. You got to want what you want so bad that you're willing to run through a brick wall for it. And I knew he had to get over it because the problem is somebody like Jeff is so good on the phones that they can pick up the phone, do a little bit of work, a day or two a week, and get a result. And if he only stayed consistent and actually did it, he could sell 100 homes a year. So it took 6, 8, 9 months. And then all of a sudden something happened. You were like, I'm either going to leave this business.
Because you made me get on. You're like, Jeff, she sends me a message and she's like, Jeff, she's like, I'm going to have you prospect with Annie and Zach and Wendy. Will you do it?
Yes.
And I with all my, I wanted to say I can't so bad. but I mean, you would stare at the phone. I'm telling you, and I've been on the phone all my life. But the difference is you have this, you make up every reason why they don't need to talk to you, why they're not going to sell. And you go, all right, man, they were listed for 16 days. It went unconditionally withdrawn. Something changed in their life. What do I need to call them for? Right. On to the next. You'd comp it. You'd go, oh, they're way out of line. And I got to overcome the commission.
Yeah.
You don't even call. You didn't even, and then if you would comp it and you do all that work, Kev would go, Jeff, just pick up the fucking phone. They may not call. They may not pick up anyway, right? So I'm doing all this work on these things. And then all of a sudden I'm calling them and then they didn't pick up. I'm like, Kev's right. Like, just call, right? Just pick the phone up.
Time. And the thing is, it's our egos. It's our egos. I was talking to one of our young agents. I said in one of our meetings, I said, listen, I could get in here tomorrow and I'm just going to make an appointment. My job every single day as a real estate agent, your job is to get into the office or sit at your desk and make an appointment. That is your job. That is your deliverable. You start every day at 0. And I said, I can do that. So he comes into my office. He goes, would you do that with me? Would you make calls? I said, I'm not making the calls. I said, but I will sit with you and you can make the calls. And he's like, it's so hard. I go, why? Because you always are right. You like to be right. You feel stupid. You get on the phone and then you get rejected. We don't like to be rejected. Our personality styles, we like to be liked. We want people to like us. And so then when you get on a phone and somebody rejects you, you feel awful. We're feeling-based people. And so we get high on thanks. We get high on people liking us. We get high on people thanking us. And then all of a sudden we have to do a job where we get in every day and we get paid to get rejected. Millionaires have the highest tolerance for rejection. And so if you can build your tolerance for rejection, that's where the riches are. But nobody wants to go get it. They don't want to go get it. The map is there though.
I think
so wait, go back 8 months. So you took 8 months, went almost broke, and then said what?
I did. I went broke more than once. So Kevin and Tina are so gracious to me.
Thank God for sharing.
Right. So, and then finally, when I got on that phone consistent, you get past it. There's
accountability partners. And here's got on, because people don't know that are watching. He got on the phone with 2 women that were making calls every day. So they Zoomed together and he was held accountable because I said, I'm going to send you my brother-in-law. He's going to show up every day and he's going to make calls with you. And then he feels like a doofus if he doesn't show up. So that he was back.
Yeah, we'd leave it unmuted. And the beauty of them, like when I would go on there, they just had they were at a place I didn't have that same work ethic that they had, right? Being on your team, because there's nobody to hold me accountable. I can sleep till 10. I can do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like to do.
That's what most agents can do.
Right.
That's the problem.
And that is the problem. Yeah. But I do think that there's a big misconception about the phone. And even some of the seasoned agents will go, yeah, they're going to get mad at you and they're going to hang up on you and this and that. But the truth is, not hardly.
Not hard.
It is hardly that somebody is like, I don't need nothing, bye, and hang up on you.
Yeah, it's rare.
And I had one guy picked up the phone and he was like, I don't need an agent. I go, I can appreciate that, sir. Hey, have a good day, right? And I just let him off the phone, let him off the hook. But then he goes, have a good day. Like, that's just their defense mechanism, right? To get you off the phone. So it's not, they don't think of you when you hang up or anything. And when you get past that, then it's just a pick up the phone and you're just trying to have a conversation.
You see how she put her hand on mine? That means don't talk.
No, because I want to validate though what Jeff has done in the 100%. Last this year. Like this year, where are you with your sales?
Right now, I just looked. I didn't know if you guys were going to ask. And so I just kind of go back. So I kind of, even though my year flips in September from September to September, but it was actually almost the same numbers, because I count things January to January, because that's when I'm getting paid, right? And that's what my tax return says. So right now, from January 1st till current, I have $5.488 million, which doesn't. Is that enough for me personally? No. Do I have higher expectations for myself? Yes. But if I'm being completely honest, I probably work 4 hours a day. And that's the truth, right?
I know.
And then I have another 800,000 that'll close this month. I'll be over 600,000. I'll be capped this year from September. I'll be capped by the end of October, and then I'm on 100% for 10 months. So next year it should be easy for me to icon. I have 25. I'll have 25 closings after the end of this month with what I have, and then I still have some stuff pending.
That's about it's
going
about
on.
25 transactions though for you.
25 transactions.
So I don't look at volume. I think people look at volume. I think volume is garbage, because here's why it's garbage. You live in an area where your average price point's $250. I live in an area where my average price point's $500, $550.
Right.
We have friends that live in areas where their average sales price is $2 million. So they could say, I sold 3 homes this year and it's a $6 million average. You sold 24. You had 24 brain surgeries. They had 3. My coaches have always told me, and Gail DeMarco back me up, volume is BS, because it's dependent on where you live. So people are always like, oh, I sold 100 million. Great. You sold 10 homes. Like, you live in an area where you're in Malibu and you sold a $10 million property. That's the average. So to me, it's like, yes, if you're in a high, volume area, you could look at that, but you got to everybody has to focus on units. Focus on units and everything takes care of itself. You need to sell 2 homes a month as a new agent. You sold 24 homes this year. That's a lot of homes. The average agent sells 4 homes a year.
Yeah.
So
I think by January, I'll be over 30, and that's a little under what I want to be and where I set my goal. But
that's a year and a half in the business. And I meet agents that come to our team and they've been in the business for 2 years and they've sold 4 homes.
Yeah.
So you did this by yourself. And so that's what I'm saying. You don't minimize it by saying 5.8 million. Who cares about the volume? Care about the units. It's 25 units. It's a lot of units. Congratulations. Now, if you work 8 hours a day, imagine the results. Wow.
Here, I just want to say real quick, like it ultimately is accountability. And I'm somebody that doesn't like to be held accountable.
I know.
Between like Tina and then Lisa LaRue, and actually Antonia was at EXP Con, and they were talking right. And then they want to start prospecting, because what happens to me is I'll prospect, I'll start getting appointments, and I'm doing good from them. And then all of a sudden it's sphere, where it's people I know. And then that becomes easy business. And then I stop the prospecting. Right.
Yeah.
And then, because that's who I am. Like, I go, I'm going to make some money. Now I'm chilling, I'm fishing, I'm doing what I want to do. Right. And, spending time with my kids and whatever. And that's important. But
yeah. And can I say, there's nothing wrong with taking time for yourself, right?
Absolutely.
As long as you're doing the work, then you earn that time. The thing is this, and just to kind of wrap up, you put in the work. Eventually you put in that work on the phones and built a business. And one of the cool things that you guys are doing, look, we could go on for hours talking about how you got there, right? But the bottom line is, Jeff prospected, he got to business, he worked his sphere very well. And starting this Monday, him, Antonia, and Lisa are starting a prospecting group, right? So Monday mornings, they're going to start prospecting 9 to 11. How many days a week? Is it 3 days?
Monday through Thursday, just Monday through Thursday, right? And then if you miss a day, like let's say you miss Tuesday, then you got to either prospect Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. You got to pick your day up. We're trying to have 20 contacts. Just have your people going. Anybody can come on there. We welcome you.
I was going to say,
anybody is welcome to join that group.
I don't care. EXP, Century 21, Berkshire Hathaway, whatever. It don't matter. Just come on. Just make some money. There's plenty of money to go around.
If you're going to join, commit to it. That's what we talked about yesterday at our team meeting, was commitment and
accountability, self-accountability, because, no one's coming. Mama Call is not going to come to your home and knock on the door and go, Jeff, are you up today? Did you make your calls? No one's coming for us. Right. And so if no one's coming, you need to build that community that's going to be self-accountable. And if you guys are watching and you're an agent on this call and you need accountability, this is the exact group that got Jeff to take some action. And think about the action that you're taking. You're working 4 hours a day.
Yep.
Imagine, again, working 8 hours a day. And really it comes from you being locked in prison for 25 years, because those hours at the dealership, I raised Michael for 4 years by myself. He was gone from literally 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. on his early nights.
Know his father.
And 10 o'clock at night on the 2 late nights. Think about it. It's an awful it's an awful well, I guess it's not awful. It's a good income,
No,
but it's a long it's long hours.
It is.
And so I think you're going through this 2 years of like, I'm free, and I make enough money and I'm happy. But at some point, you're going to want to.
I can tell you this year I will make as much money as I ever made in the car business. After being at the same dealer for 20 years, I'll make as much money, if not more, than I made my best year ever.
Right.
And I'm not lying to you when I tell you I work probably 4 hours a day.
Oh, I know.
And I know that's not something to brag about.
Well, but
But
you know what it
for
is?
me, that right,
You're fine with it. They talk
I'm
about
okay
the
with it.
4-hour work week. Work harder, not smarter. Real estate's all about what do you want to build. If you want to see $1 million on your yearly tax return, you're not going to be able to do it in 4 hours.
No,
there just is no way.
Absolutely not.
So it just depends. What do you want? You want freedom and
it isn't even that. It's just it's like Antonia. She called me today and she's like, Jeff, she's like, I just want you going to be there, and if you're not there, I'm calling you, right?
Good.
Like I need Antonia.
Accountable.
I need Antonia, I need Lisa, and I need Tina, right? Because they're the ones that go, Jeff.
Let's get going. Oh,
right?
and Kevin. He
Chopped
needs
liver.
you too.
I'm chopped liver. Oh,
Kev is the only person that can give me constructive criticism that I don't take offense to.
And me.
I mean, that's the truth. Kev will tell me what's wrong with me, and I go, fuck, he's right. Dang, that is what's wrong with me. I got to write some shit down. Kev got me writing shit down, burning shit outside and letting it go with the fire. But if it comes to business, then it's Tina and Lisa and, like Antonia, they're holding me accountable. And that's the thing. So when you take somebody on and you're going to help them, then that holds you accountable. So now I have some people that they want to learn and they want to know what I do. And now all of a sudden that's going to hold me accountable. And, at some point I'll get my time back, but I got to invest that time in them to help them. And that's the beauty of EXP. That's the beauty of the business.
It is the beauty of the business, is giving back. And I do want to answer a couple of questions here real quick. Bridget, I noticed your comment about all the work
I read it too.
For sale by owners, and they don't want to pay the commissions. They give you all the excuses in the book. And then you see the house listed with a different agent a couple months later. I'm going to hit you right between the eyes, Bridget. I love you. We went to high school together and I know you well. Your follow-up sucks.
I was going to say,
that is all about follow-up. People will tell you everything and every reason. They'll give you every objection, right? And ultimately, especially for sale by owners, it's about follow-up. And it's about pestering. Almost you feel like you're pestering, but you need to stay top of mind because somebody is going to call them at the right moment where they're frustrated and ready to sell because they're worn out from trying to do it on their own. And it should be you, and you should be top of mind. So that's why they didn't reach out to you. There was another question about being a new agent in a new area. We were brand new 13 years ago. Mm-hmm. We had zero sphere. We knew literally one person that had moved to North Carolina and didn't really know them. We happened to be acquaintances. We pounded the phones. Yeah. That is how you build a sphere. Now we have a sphere in North Carolina and we have a business.
You have conversations. And I remember the agents in our office, we lived in Cary, and there was this really affluent area called ITB inside the Beltline. Yep. And so we're in two different cities, so Cary and Raleigh. And some of our first listings were in this really very amazing
talking inside the Beltline?
Yeah, I mean, what would you call it? Kind of like a posh old money
area,
they only use those agents downtown. And everybody in our office like, how did you get that listing? I'm like, I don't know. I just called people and they just invited me over to their house. So sometimes it's good to be you don't have that conditioning in your head. Oh, they don't list with Cary agents.
Right.
They don't list. They're never going to list with me, or I'm not a luxury agent. That's all the BS talk in our heads. So sometimes it's good to be dumb and just go for it.
And you think about how many calls you get per day from, let's say, telemarketers, right? I don't remember their names. I don't remember what they called about.
Right.
I don't, I'm nice to telemarketers. If I answer, I'm not going to be rude to them, but I don't remember who they are when they hung up. They don't remember who you are.
Exactly.
Just call them. If they hang up on you, so be it.
So they're saying, do you use Excel to track calls? No. So there's different dialing systems that you can buy. You can buy, ignorance on fire is so right. That was my whole career in the beginning. Yep. You can buy Vulcan 7, Espresso Agent, Mojo Dialer, RedX. There's different dialing systems that will pull the numbers in for you, and then you'll have them ready for you to call during the day. So,
and then you can put notes in there too. Like RedX, when I was doing RedX, I think it was $127 a month. That was expired FSBOs and geo leads. You could do, and a geo lead is just, let's say you sell a property in a neighborhood. You can go in there, 500 a month. You could take 50 of the closest addresses. You can go, I want people that have been there over 7 years. From making phone calls for 1 hour one day, I sold somebody from my sphere. I sold their house, and then I take an appointment for the next door neighbor. I sell their house and buy them a house. That 1 hour on the phone was worth $20,000 to me.
Exactly. And that's the thing.
And that's right.
And then agents go, well, I don't know where the business is coming from. That's because they're waiting for the day to happen to them. They don't take control of the day. And those are the moments you take control of the day. I can go into the office any day of the week and make 20 grand any day of the week. I just know I can
any day.
And so
if you want to learn how, I mean, it's not that difficult. It's just about
the consistency that's difficult.
And
it's not
surrounding yourself with the right people that can show you how to do it. Right.
Correct. Because if you're walking into an office and it's quiet and it sounds like a cemetery in there, it's like nobody's talking. It's the weirdest environment, real estate offices. Nobody's talking. Everyone's on their computer answering emails. They're servicing all these listings, doing busy work. Nobody is acting like a salesperson. That's the problem with our industry, which is fine with me, because once you learn how to be a salesperson and understand that your job is to go hunt for appointments every single day, you realize it's like, wow, I can do this and I can really make a great living and I can change lives and I can help myself and my family. So that's what it is. Consistency over time. And then you all of a sudden get better where you can pick up the phone and go, hey, I'm calling about 123 Apple Lane. Is this the owner? And they're like, yes. And then you just go into a conversation. It's like second nature. So
I'm going to answer
becomes easier.
2 quick questions that are being asked. Melanie says, look, she has sales background, sells everything from cars to carpet to homes. Can always get my foot in the door when I call, set a lot of appointments. And the problem is they're not quality leads. How do you work smarter, not harder? And how do you qualify your leads? There's a pre-qualifying script, right? And we have access, and Melanie, you of course have access to all of our stuff, but there is a pre-qual script. It's probably the most missed step when it comes to prospecting.
It's the most important.
It's the most important and the most missed. People skip it. You do all of this work to land the appointment, and then you never pre-qualify the appointment while you're on that phone call. And it's literally a list of questions. If what I say makes sense when I come out, are you planning to list the home with me when I come out on Friday, right? If what I say makes sense and you're happy or confident that I can get your home sold, are you planning on listing your home with me when I come out on Friday?
No.
Yes or no? No. Okay, fair enough. Can I ask you why not?
Yeah, or what would stop you?
Next question is things like, how much do you owe on your property? Just all the pre-qual questions.
What price do you want to,
right. When I see you, what price do you want to sell your home for? How much do you owe? Blah, blah, blah.
Building your case.
There's a whole script. That's building your case for when you show up. Number one, you're going on a qualified appointment. And number two, you can better prepare. So get better at the pre-qual script and don't skip it. It feels like the problem is you feel like when you're prospecting, you go, boom, got the appointment. I better get off the phone before they cancel it.
Right.
That's the mindset of most people. When really it's, I got them on the phone. Let me go that extra step and do the pre-qualification so I know I'm not wasting my time. Now it's about my time. I've already earned their time.
And you can even say, like, Mr. Seller, I take my job so seriously. There are a few very important questions I need to ask you before I come out to your property tomorrow at 5. And so I can be better, have a better presentation for you. Is now a good time? Yeah, now is a good. Do you have 2 minutes now? Sure, we have 2 minutes. Right. So it's just, again, that's just the doctor. You would never go to the doctor and the nurse skips coming in and takes your temperature and figure, where are you hurting? What's going on? So at that moment, you're the nurse.
Stool samples,
right? You're the nurse. You're trying to figure it out. So
that's where you build all the rapport. To me, so if you're like, when I'm firing through, like,
and again, everybody, we know we're running late on time. If if you got to go, you got to go.
But when I do that, and I set the appointment, I tell them I'm going to call them back. And then I call them back though. And then I follow up, and then it's like the scripts are gone and I'm just having I'm keeping them on the phone as long as I absolutely can.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to them. By the time they get there, they know, they have an idea in their head what I'm thinking I need to list it for, or not necessarily list it for, but what my marketing strategy is. They're comfortable with me. I'm talking about their family. To me, the beauty of sales is everybody has a little different way. The scripts are the roadmap to get you the appointment, and then you have to let your natural whatever it is shine through. And for me, that's bullshit conversation. I want to know about your kids. I want to know, what do you do? Where are you moving? That's awesome. You're going here, right? And by the time I walk in that door, you feel like you know me, you like me, and you're done.
And
once you like me, you're done.
You're done.
Done. You're just,
Yeah,
I walk in there and I go, this appointment is mine. And if I walk out without getting it signed, I go, I'm never getting it.
You're never getting it.
I'm never getting it.
Chances are very slim. Jeff.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, man.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Really, like, you guys keep me working and keep me, you know what I'm saying, and keep me wanting to help people. And, you know, and if anybody wants to come on this Zoom call, you are absolutely more than welcome. You can DM me. You can call Jeff Caul. If you want to call me, 586-404-6618. If you want to just send me a message, I will send you a link. I will send you scripts. If you wanted instant message Antonia Lisi or Lisa LaRue, you can do that too. And they will all respond. We'd love to have you.
It's literally Jeff Caul on Facebook and Jeff Caul on Instagram. So reach out to him. If you want to be a part of the group and you want some accountability in your life, which everybody needs, especially going into the end of this year and into the next year.
Yes.
Because what you do today will pay you in January.
And this is grind time. And from here to January, right? This is where people stop doing business, but they ain't doing business because they're not grinding. So just grind it out for 3-4 months, and then the other shit comes easy.
October 1st is an agent's new year.
Exactly.
Right? Because you're
when you start the new year.
Yeah. That's when you start the new year.
All right, Jeff.
Awesome.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, I'm sure. But for everybody else, thank you. Based on the questions and the comments, I think it was a big help to everybody. And to just see somebody go from brand new to basically crushing it and even going next level, starting that accountability group, I think everybody certainly appreciates it. So
congrats in advance.
Peace to you. We will get this thing wrapped up, but I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye, y'all.
So here's the thing.
Oh, here's the thing.
That was pretty good.
That was good. I mean, you know, I think it's just helpful. It's showing people that they're not alone. Everyone goes through it. Everyone has the same insecurities. Everyone wants to do well by their family. And then they try it and they go, oh, this is not for me. No, it's not for anyone. It's not a natural thing. Yeah. You have to make it a natural thing, right? That's the reality.
It never feels that
it's awful. We used to fight about who was going to make the calls. Remember? You go, it's your day. It's your day. It's your day.
We sucked it up.
That's right. We did it. We did it. Honey, cheers to doing it.
Speaking of doing it.
Making the calls. We're talking about making the calls.
I think we did it tonight. I certainly hope this was helpful for everybody. I know we ran a little bit over, quite a bit over, 20 minutes over. I guess that's 15% over, something like that. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody kind of got what they were looking for. And as long as everybody's asking questions, we're happy to answer them. We actually kind of have fun doing this. So
it is fun.
It's a lot of fun. And
it's giving back.
Certainly thank you to my older brother, Jeff.
That's right. Your 1 year older brother.
Well, he's still an older brother. But make sure you reach out to him if you want to be a part of that prospecting group. I know your gut says, hey, I don't want to do that.
You're going to want to do it.
But you should do it.
You should do it.
If you're not prospecting, you should get on that and be part of that Zoom, and you'll see your business kind of boom. Thank you, everybody. We will see you. I don't know. You're out of town next week.
Ooh, no, I'll be back.
Are you back in town?
No, I'm not.
We're going to figure out next Wednesday. I'll figure something out.
And, bring on a guest.
Yeah. Thank you to Chet Strong.
Oh, yeah.
Also, thank you to Mr. Thomas Harvey, who sits in the corner listening to us, ready to fall asleep probably every night.
He's like, wrap it up, people. I got to go to bed.
Making sure our batteries don't die for us. And thank you to everybody for watching. We will see you next time.
Bye.